Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay Emo, Canuck Clay, your host. Almost forgot my name there. And this is my Canucks take, all in one take, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks defeated the Montreal Canadiens and all of their fans 4-1 at Rogers Arena. A really, really solid game by the Canucks. I will break it down. I will tell you about my experience at the arena tonight, a different experience for me, an unexpected one. I'll tell you why. And then I'll also give you plenty of time to talk in the chat and in the comments as well. So I'm so glad you're here. It is Thursday night, March the 21st. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight. That's positive, timely, and trustworthy. First I'll thank the moderators. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support, as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now, in the moment, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe so you can get active in my chat section and get notified on my videos every day. You guys last night requested that I do more car vlogs. So guess what? Today I did a car vlog, and it's not about the numbers, but it has over 1,100 views already. So obviously, I do what you guys like within reason. Not a show monkey, but I do what you guys like. You say jump, and I ask you how high. So subscribe to the channel. You get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like the video. There are 53 of you in here already, which is awesome. It's a Canucks game night. Only 12 likes. So let's bump that up. Like the fact that the Canucks won. Like the fact that we are together. Like the fact that I got to watch the game in a suite. I was wearing my dress clothes in a suite. I'll tell you all about that in a second. And so like the video and like the fact that we are together building an awesome Canucks community here tonight. Also, you can leave a donation. Will you be the first to get the donation train out of the station? And by the way, Irvin, thank you for the nice words. Thank you for the nice words. Sportsnet postgame be down. This is the place to be. I don't disagree. And Luisa, nice to see you as well. Where are you, by the way? Are you back in town? Can't tell from all your pictures on Instagram. So be the first to leave a donation. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your Triple M, and you can rate and review if you are listening on a podcast platform. Now, this is what I'm going to say. You guys ready for this? I've used this before. I've used this, but I practice this. So you ready? Anytime the Canucks beat the Montreal Canadiens, this is what I say. 4 Canucks goals. Laboo, 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 hoo, hoo. Go home, Montreal Canadiens fans. There. I practice that all my way home. I hope you guys like that. Yeah, I just love it when I have nothing against Montreal Canadiens, their team. I like actually a lot of their players, and I have nothing against their organization. I respect the heck out of them. I have nothing against Montreal fans. You should be loud and proud. Just like when I was in Seattle, winning the, not winning, when I was wearing my Canucks colors proudly in Seattle, like I'm going to do in Vegas next weekend, all those things, like you should be loud and proud. So I have nothing against the Montreal Canadiens organization, team, or fans. I just love beating them. And sending all their fans home with a loss, with a big L. How do you say loss in French? I know gagner is the verb to win. French majors, how do you say loss? Let me know in the chat. Oh, Luisa, you're back in town. You have finals. Yeah, I thought you were somewhere else for some reason. Let me know. How do you say loss or to lose in French? Because I'm going to say it like 10 times straight. Gagner is to win, right? Oh, there, Perdra. Thank you, Luisa. Are you sure you're not making me swear? I trust you. I trust you. Perda. All right. Perda. Okay, I'm not going to say that. Hey, guys, I got to tell you about my experience tonight. And firstly and foremost, I'll go in order. I'll go in order. So, Max, if you're watching, your shout-out's coming in about a minute or two. I wasn't planning to go to this game. I was planning to come home. Gail, she's a teacher, spring break. So she was going to have her sister and her two sister-in-laws over tonight, and they were going to make some pasta, which is great. That's an awesome spring breaky type thing to do. I was looking forward to having a nice meal, and then I was going to go upstairs and lock myself in my bedroom. That didn't sound good. And watch the Montreal Canadiens game. Then at about 1 p.m., I get a message from a coworker saying, "Hey, are you going to the game tonight?" Or no, he said, he worded it like, "You're going to the game tonight, right?" So I don't know if it was a test or if he was just assuming. So I said, "No, I'm actually planning to watch this game at home. I sold my tickets." So then he goes, "Well, I might have a spot in the suite tonight because someone jammed and can't make it." I said, "Okay, let me know." So about an hour later, he texted me. He goes, "We're good to go." And he goes, and then I came back from lunch. I went to go see him, and he set me up with in the suite. So I don't think I'm allowed to say which client it was, but it's one of the Archdiocese of Vancouver. You guys know I work for the Catholic Church. Is one of our banking partners. How's that? Like someone that we give business to. They probably want more of our business, so they hosted our financial director of finance, and that director of finance invited me. So there I was. So I wasn't planning to go, and I wasn't going to go home or drive home or I wouldn't make Gail bring me a jersey. So I just I took off my tie because I didn't want to look at total whatever. So I wore my dress shirt, I wore my dress slacks, my dress shoes, drank a lot of pop, ate a lot of sushi in the suite. And it was awesome. I got to schmooze a little bit, but I didn't have to schmooze. That's the director of finance's job. I was there just to drink pop, eat sushi, and watch the Canucks beat the Montreal Canadiens. But so that was nice. And I tweeted out the Canucks are now 1-0 when I wear my dress shirt and dress slacks to a game, to which BC Beasley, I think he's still in Mexico. He actually he tweeted, "I will fund you." He basically said that he will buy me my new RW and Company wardrobe if that's the case. So BC Beasley, if you're watching this either live or on replay, thank you for that. But part of one of the highlights of the night was I met a young man, and he's awesome. His name is Max Darren Dinger, and he is a former junior player, and he's 26 years old now, and he's not just playing like rec hockey now, although it's Div 1 rec hockey, so he's still pretty good. But I met him. He was the son of one of the couples that were in the suite, and we sat together for the entire game, and we just talked about everything. We talked about the Canucks. We talked about other teams. We talked about my family. We talked about his family and his relationships. I talked about my kids, or I guess that counts my family. We talked about season tickets. We talked about, and he's a defenseman who played at a pretty high level. Didn't get to major junior. He had the opportunity to, but he never made it. But he played junior hockey, and he's got like a elite prospects page. So we were going season by season through his stats, and he's a right shot defenseman. So I was talking about how hard is it to actually play on the left side as a right shot defenseman. It kind of has to do with my whole poll, the Zadorov and Myers thing. And he was telling me a lot of really cool things about his experience as a hockey player. And his experiences traveling and getting injured and scoring goals off guys' butts and stuff like that. That didn't sound right. And then I was talking about my amazing hockey experience, roller hockey. I'm the one whose butt the puck goes off when our team scores. So probably different experiences in hockey, but an awesome chat with my new best friend, Max. So Max, if you're watching, thank you for keeping me company tonight. And loved meeting you. And I will happily stay in contact with you going forward. Okay, let me talk about this game. I'll go for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will go to all of you for your comments. So aside from the 4 goals, which was obviously I kind of referenced a little bit, let's delve into this game a little bit more. So the shots, 12-5. For us, 9-6 for them, 7-3. So we only gave up 17 shots on goal. That's pretty good. Daniel, I'll get to this now. Thank you for asking. And Daniel, by the way, I watched. I went back and I found your video on your Facebook when you shared about your battle with the the condition. So I didn't watch all of it yet because it was very long, but I will make time to watch it. But I did find it and I started to watch a little bit. But no, I'm happy to give an update because I'm going to go see them on Saturday. So I think it's best if I give an update on Sunday on my live stream because Gail and I are going to go visit Marie and Chris on Saturday. So thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Daniel. And this is awesome. Coach Rob actually looked up Max. Well, Max's stats. Yes, he played for the Victoria Grizzlies. Yeah, and that's awesome. Very good, Coach Rob. I'm surprised you got that from how quickly I said his last name. Anyways, the Canucks, believe it or not, the Canucks actually lost. You know how I've been bragging about the Canucks never lose in the faceoffs? They lost tonight because Lindholm went, I think he went 3 for 10 or 3 and 10 or 2 and 10 or 2 and something where it was 23%. He wasn't good. Tonight was the first. Oh, it was probably 2 and he probably went 2 and 7, which is 22%. Whatever it was, it wasn't great. So the Canucks actually lose the face-off battle, but whatever. You guys know I don't make much a big deal of that. 0 for 3 for Montreal, 0 for 4. So this is the only part of the Canucks. The only part of the Canucks game I didn't like tonight was the power play, which didn't score and wasn't even that dangerous, especially on that 5-on-3. 40 hits, gotta love that. Montreal had more block shots. A lot of takeaways for the Vancouver Canucks. They win 5-2. They won 4-1. Max Derendinger. Daeren Dinger. Like Dinger. Dinger. Max Derendinger. And Irvin, hey man, you take all the credit you want. You keep baking cookies. So Zadorov opens the scoring. This was a really nice play by Lindholm. Goes behind the net. McCabe digs it out, gets it back to Zadorov at the point. He scores from distance, gets it back, gets it past Montembeault. Lafferty was causing the screen along with Savard. So great, good goal. And then 4 minutes later, Zadorov scores again. This is some great work by a good rush play by McCabe and Lafferty. Bluger was on there with them, so I'm not sure if Lindholm was on and then he had just gotten off. And then Zadorov scores from the slot, 2-0. Connor Garland on a beautiful up pass from Teddy Bluger at the end of the second period. I think Montembeault should have had this one, but not the strongest wrist shot I've ever seen. But Garland scores, makes it 3-0. Then Slavkovsky, I texted Andrew Berkshire from Game Over, our former Game Over, and he's a Montreal fan. I said, "Who's the one player I should look out for tonight?" And he said Slavkovsky, and that was a good play. Slavkovsky's way bigger than I expected, by the way, in person. Not that I met him, but in seeing him in person, and a good deflection off a Cole Caulfield shot makes it 3-1. Were you worried that they were going to come back because of the late goal? I was never worried. The Canucks never looked in trouble, and then Neal Chark scores. I think it was Bluger won a faceoff, but Podkolzin tipped it back to Myers. Myers takes the shot, and Oman deflects it for a 4-1 score, and that was it. Some really big plays that don't show up in the score sheet. Remember, the Canucks went 0-4 on the 5-on-3, then the 5-on-4, and then it was a 2-on-1. It was Suzuki, I think, and Gallagher, or Caulfield and Gallagher. All I know is Gallagher gets in alone, and DeSmith makes a really good save on the backhand on partial break. Imagine what a backbreaker that would have been if it's still 0-0 at the time. Imagine the Canucks did not score on their power play, 5-on-3, 5-on-4, and then Gallagher scores in his hometown, and then all the Montreal fans go crazy. Speaking of boo and the boo-hoo, I would be the one crying, but thank God DeSmith made a really, really good save. You look at the box score, I don't care about Montreal. I do care about Vancouver, and I already know this. 7 of the 12 forwards got a point, but check out the 5 forwards that didn't get a point. The 3 that you think would: Miller, Besser, Pettersson, Lindholm, and Höglander were the 5 forwards that did not get a point. McCabe had 2 assists, Garland, Lafferty, Oman, Bluger, Suter. Sorry, it was Suter that didn't get a point, and Lindholm did. So, yeah, 7 of the forwards got points. Garland, Lafferty, Lindholm, Bluger, McCabe, Oman, Podkolzin. And even on D, it was Myers and Zadorov doing the scoring, getting the points, not Hughes and Hronek. So it's crazy to think that the Canucks won 4-1 on a night where Hughes, Hronek, Miller, Besser, and Petey, none of those five got points. But it's not because they played bad. They played fine. It's because some of our depth scoring stepped up today, and that's awesome. That's what we're going to need, because there's going to be playoff games where they're going to, if we match up against some really strong defensive centers, they might shut down Miller and Petey for a game or two. That's why you need other people to end up scoring, which they did tonight. Look at some other stats that stick out to me. A lot of good hits. Look at this: 4 for Miller, 3 for Lafferty, 4 for Hoglander, 4 for Suter. And check this out: 6 hits from Podkolzin. Great stat line for Podkolzin: 1 assist, +2, 2 shots on goal, 6 penalty minutes. Sorry, 6 hits in only 10 minutes of ice time. Now that's efficient play. We also have, when it comes to shots, Miller had 3, Bluger had 3. On the blue line, no surprise, Neal Chark gets inserted into the lineup for Ian Cole. Has a good night: 6 hits and 1 shot on goal. And some of those hits were crunchers in only 14 minutes of ice time. No surprise that Hughes and Hronek do the heavy lifting, 22 and 23 minutes. And then Myers and Soucy, exact same ice time. That's strange. And then you have Zadorov with a bit more than Noah Juleson. So Noah Juleson was in for Ian Cole. That was my vlog today. Ian Cole, a bit banged up, as Tocchet said, and Lindholm, a bit banged up, as Tocchet said. Yes, James Moore, I heard that on the radio today too. Nice to see you. That Podkolzin has indeed led the team in hits for the last four nights. Before I get to the standings and stuff, and before I get to all of you, I'll end my poll question. And I want to talk about, before I get to scores and standings, I want to talk about this real quick. So I said, who should the Canucks bring back next season? Zadorov, 65%. Myers and Zadorov, 29%. Myers, 3%. Neither of them, 2%. The reason why I asked that, we guys know that Miller's contract is big. We know that Petey's extension kicks in next season. We know that there's a lot of UFAs and on the blue line, including Cole, Myers, and Zadorov. And there's thought that Myers might take a hometown discount because he loves playing here. What's a hometown discount? Is it half of the $6 million? Can you sign Myers for $3 million? And what they were talking about on Sportsnet 650 is, if you think Zadorov at $5 million, for example, is too much on the left side, because you have Hughes making just under 8, you have Soucy making 3, and you have, imagine Zadorov winning 5, making 5. That is $16 million just on your left side of the blue line alone. Or they're saying on Sportsnet 650, why don't you get Soucy to play on the right, and then your top 4 goes Hughes, Hronek, Zadorov, Soucy, and then you can get a cheaper third pairing left guy, and then you can use Noah Juleson on the right, and maybe you're saving a bit of money by doing that. So then they had a good discussion of who's the best to go from the left to the right side between Soucy, Cole, and Zadorov. So that was an interesting conversation as well. So that's kind of, it's going to linger a little bit, not in a bad way, because the playoffs are more important. But you guys, we know that UFAs after the season include Lindholm, Bluger, and Lafferty. So 3 major forwards, Lindholm, Bluger, and Lafferty. And then 3 major defensemen, Myers, Zadorov, and Cole. And then Mark Friedman's in there as well. So that's 7 UFAs. Oh, by the way, add Casey DeSmith, 8. Add Dakota Joshua, who's on the injured list. So 9 UFAs, basically almost half of the active roster are going to be UFAs. And we know that all 9 are not coming back. Friends, let me go over the scores, go over the standings. Then I will turn it over to all of you. A lot of games tonight, 11 games. Look at this. Like this week, it was 13, then 3, then 11, then 4, then 11 and 10 going in the weekend, which is nice. Big battle of teams atop the East. It's the Rangers and Jonathan Quick. I know that because he's on my fantasy team. Beating up the Bruins 5-2. We have the Hurricanes beating the Flyers, coming back to beat the Flyers. So maybe Sean Couturier gets back into the lineup. This is a big game and a big loss for the Islanders. They're battling Detroit for that wildcard spot. Detroit doubles them up. We had the Devils beating the Jets. And with this loss, Canucks are number 1 in the West again in terms of points percentage. Not good if you want them not to face Vegas. I'll get to that in a second. St. Louis keeps their slim playoff hopes alive by beating Ottawa. You have Nashville still hot, taking down a top team from the East, not just taking them down, but shutting them out. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. You got Edmonton was down in this game. I think they're down 3-2 going in the third. Oh, yeah. We just routine 8-3 victory. Ridiculous. The Ducks beat the Blackhawks in a battle of sucky teams. We have us beating a sucky team. You have the Golden Knights beating the Kraken 3-1. And then you have the Lightning taking down the Sharks. So what it means is this for the standings. In the division, in our division, we win. Oilers win. We are still 8 up on them, 3 games in hand. So they win those 3 games in hand. They are right behind us at 94. And then we have LA 2 points up on Vegas. But you put in the wild card, and this is a better way of looking at it. In the East, this is what I mean. That Detroit win over Islanders was huge. Otherwise, it would be 76 Detroit, Islanders 75, but now it's a 5-point gap. Washington still has 2 games in hand on Detroit, so they are not out of it either. And then Tampa seems to be a little bit safe, but that's how it's looking right now in the East. And the West, look at Nashville. 8-0-2 still, winners of 4 straight, 86 points. They're a lock to make the playoffs, I think. But I don't think they're going to be good enough to catch the big 3 in the Central. And then this battle, Vegas win was huge considering St. Louis won. Imagine if Vegas had lost, they'd only be 2 ahead of St. Louis, but they're 4 ahead of St. Louis. So I still think it's going to be Vegas, and Vegas is only 2 behind LA. So it's not like they're way behind. So it's too early to say who Vancouver may play, whether they finish first or second. And then you look in the league, and then by points, we are tied for second, but we have a game in hand in Boston. That's why in points percentage, we are tied once again with the Rangers atop the entire league. Now, before you start asking me, well, how many points do the Canucks need to clinch? I can show you the math, and it's a little bit easier to show you right now. So let's look at the Western Conference. The 9th team. Let's just take St. Louis as an example because they're the highest 9th place team. If they win all 12 of their remaining games, that's 24 points, right? They will get to 101. So the maximum that St. Louis can get to is 101. We are at 96. So technically, we only need 5 points to clinch a playoff spot. If we get to 101, then we know St. Louis can't catch us. If they lose 1 game, then we only have to get to 99. If they lose 2 games, we only have to get to 98. 2 games, 97. So you can see we're basically there. There's no way St. Louis is going to win 12 straight, and there's no way we're going to lose all of our games. So that's why I kind of said yesterday, we don't have the X beside our name indicating that we have officially clinched, because there is still a world where St. Louis wins their final 12, we lose our final 12, and then everyone, this isn't a perfect example because St. Louis might play some of the teams they're chasing, but that's the easiest way to look at it. I think that's the easiest way to look at it. But overall, you guys, we've made the playoffs. It's just a matter of when is it going to be official. Remember, I said last night, they'll probably make the playoffs with their 94 points that they had going into tonight's game. But it's exciting that we are talking about that kind of thing. Whoops, I just showed you my back end. No, that didn't sound right. I showed you the back end of YouTube. What's wrong with me tonight? I'm loopy. I have my Shirley Temple and the Canucks won. I'm in a good mood. Well, I would say it's nice to see that the Canucks getting back on the winning track. And remember, it's perspective. The Canucks have won 2 straight now. In this, you could say they actually have points. They have points in 7 of their last 8 games. That's a good way to look at it. And on this homestand now, they're over 500, way over 500. They're 3-1-1. Irwin, cheeky flash. I like it. Before I get to my Mitchell sponsor read, I want to honor the first donation of the night. It's by the legend himself, legendary Lucas Gates. We'll give him some love in the chat. I like this. I think this goes nicely with my boo-hoo joke. We sure have. It's a great night. Like, sub, become a member, and more. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, for getting the donation train out of the station. Always appreciate your support on this channel. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I have a lot of time for your questions today. And yeah, did you guys notice I was there? I noticed it. I tweeted about it right away. The Montreal, the goal horn went off for a split second, like half a second. I'm sure you heard it on TV after Montreal scored. And I'm not sure. Al Murdoch usually presses the button. It might have been someone else. It's no big deal. But everyone heard it. And I'm not sure if Murdoch or whoever had to press the button got thrown off by the amount of Habs fans that were there. I saw a couple people in the chat saying maybe it was 60%, or maybe that was in Trev's stream. I was watching it for a couple of minutes as I was getting ready to come home. But I wouldn't say it's that much. Usually it's a lower number than that, but they are very vocal, and that's why you notice them. Just like when I was in Seattle early in the season, seriously, oh, it's like 40-50% Canucks fans. No, it was like 25 to 30%, but we were super loud. It wasn't more than half of Canadiens fans. There's no way. But it could have been 30%, 35%, which is still a big number out of 18,000 people. It could have been 7,000 or 8,000 people, 6,000, 7,000 people, but they were super, super loud for sure. Well, I hope. Well, it's good that Shorthouse acknowledged it, but of course it's not supposed to go off. You don't usually cheer for the other team. And hey, Murray from New Zealand. I think Byrne was here from Germany. I saw Anula. Not sure, Anula, if you're in Copenhagen or Sweden right now. Oh, Anula's there. Anula, are you back in Sweden or are you still in Copenhagen? Let me know while I do my mid-show sponsor read, and then we'll get to all of your questions. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Check them out at ptform.com. Thank you to Guest Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Knight. No, that is an old habit. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link, tinyurl.com/Vessi Clay, and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Also, on Sunday, my next show is on Sunday night at 11, giving away another pair of Canucks tickets on Sunday, March the 24th. So make sure you join me for that live stream. We'll see if we have another dramatic playoff for those tickets. Also, Legends and Hall of Fame. I've told you guys this before. I'm doing my group Zoom chat 1 week earlier than usual. It's not the last Sunday of the month, because last Sunday of the month I'll be in Vegas with the crew. So we're doing our group Zoom chat for Legends and Hall of Fame this Sunday at 8:30, and I will make sure that I will remind you. What? Frygate was fixed with free carbs, Justin? I am not. I missed out for sure. For sure. The monkey. I love that. Casey said the monkey 9 goal horn threw off Clay. Yeah, I've been thrown off quite a bit. Lyndon says grow a playoff beard. I have. Can't you see it? I started back in 2019. So, and Anula says still in Copenhagen. Very good. Going home to Sweden for spring break. I don't have to show this anymore. All my Canucks tickets are done now with tonight's game. I've sold all of them or given them all away, except for on the YouTube. I can't believe I said on the YouTube, and I'll be giving away another pair this Sunday. Mid-show reminder to all of you to subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. Like the video. There are 113 of you in here, which is great. 50 likes. That's pretty good. So I'm not going to beg for more likes. 50 likes is really good. Leave a donation like legendary Lucas Gates just did. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your M, your monthly membership message, or you can rate and review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Lucas, you only get one ticket. I know I haven't sent you your ticket yet, but you get one. You're stuck with me for the night. So ticket singular, not ticks plural. Just making sure that you know, or that you weren't expecting to sit with me. Okay, let's get to some of your 25 of you in here. That is my cutoff, as you know. Thoughts on Garland's play as of late since he's been bumped to the top line, scored again tonight, and what did you think about goal horn at Montreal scoring? So I think Garland's been great. He's been very noticeable, and I think it'll be very interesting to see when Joshua gets healthy if they reunite them. What did you think about the goal horn after Montreal scoring? Thought it was strange. I tweeted about it right away. It was very noticeable amidst all the Montreal Canadiens fans, but no big deal. It's happened before, and it will happen again. Why do we have a 12:30 game start time against the Ducks? That's Easter Sunday. That's the day that's the exact time I'll be heading to the airport for my flight. I don't know. I don't know why it's so early. Sundays are weird. And then the Monday that Lucas and I are going to, I got your message, Lucas. On Monday, it's a 6 o'clock start, which is strange, but at least I can get back for Canucks after dark. I'm sure you're going to be in the building for every home playoff game. Well, most, Irvin. So my question, would you consider doing a Let's Watch style stream for the away games? Steve Dangle. Irvin, that's a great question. And you're relatively new here. And I'm so grateful that you are here, Irvin. I really am. And I say that because many of my long-term viewers know I actually don't like doing the watch-alongs because I think that it distracts you. You might say, no, we want to watch you, or not just me. You want to watch Steve Dangle. You want to watch this guy. But I do think, I can't talk for you guys, but I would think it would kind of hamper your viewing experience as opposed to help it. And I know for me, quite frankly, I would much rather be watching the game and being into it and listening to what commentators are saying and observing. And if I'm doing that while trying to manage a chat, it is a little bit busier. So I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, Irvin, but I'm basically saying that if I don't do it, those are the reasons why. I think it's actually a distraction for you guys as viewers, and I think it's a distraction for me as the content creator. I think it's a great point, but I'm not sure if that's something I'm not sure if that's an environment that I thrive in, quite frankly. Having said that, there might be another opportunity for me to do away games only because I'll be at most of the home games. There might be another opportunity for me to do some post-game live streams, but that's all I can say for now. You can speculate all you want in the comments. Good night, Wallach. Nice to see you. Oh, Marcus, watching the game at a bar in Montreal. Love it. Good for you. Way to represent. Oh, yeah, fitness. I'll go very quick. There's a guy named Connor who came over here in preseason. He came with one of his friends. They came over from England, I believe, and he made a big deal about coming over here because he's a Canucks fan, and the Canucks treated him very well. He got on the Jumbotron in a singing contest, and he got a lot of love when he was over here. His name is Connor. Went to 3 or 4 games in the preseason, and then went home. Then he's here for another week and a half now, going to 3 or 4 games. And he was complaining, like many people were, about the bad offside call on the Washington game. So he tweeted his angst about it. And then someone who has only like 8 followers on Twitter said, hey, you can't complain about this. You jump off a plane from England and you're at your first game. You got to pay your dues, man. So Connor and others who defended Connor picked up on this. It was kind of like that's gatekeeping at its finest, right? You should never judge someone else's fandom. So we got this guy saying to Connor he's got to pay his dues. Connor admits, hey, I just love this team. This is my second time over here, but I've been here before. It's not like I'm a complete rando who's never followed this team before. So whatever. It was kind of silly. Not on both sides. It's not about sides. It was just kind of silly exchange overall. But then a lot of people then were started joking around, I've been following this team forever, And then it became kind of a meme of paying your dues. How do you pay your dues as a Canucks fan? Is it by watching bad hockey? Is it by doing this? Is it by doing that? So that was the whole pay your dues thing. And then the Frygate thing happens where someone tweeted that they spent $7.99 on this and they showed a picture of 12 fries. So some people... I know you didn't ask about the fries part, fitness, but then some people were mixing both memes that kind of happened at the same time. But the whole pay dues thing was about Connor. Does that make sense? That was a bit of a long explanation, but I want to fitness try and give my best. Yes, Clay Dressman. Is this the green man? I'm just looking at the avatar. I'm not sure who that is, but love it. Undefeated with Clay Dressman. Yes, Clay dressed up. We're 1-0. Love it. Yeah, I saw that, Justin. I can't believe, like, I've been watching this whole McKinnon versus McDavid, and then Kucherov just shot up to the top as well. So good for him. Good for him. I don't like him. I've heard that he's a bit of a jerk, but you can't deny his talent for sure. Unpaved, who knows? I'm guessing another 2 or 3 weeks. I'm agree that Dressman was probably Tom Greenman. Owen, I think the Canucks will end up with 100. What do they have now? They have 96 and 70. 12 more games. Let's say they win 7, 8 of them, 16. Yeah, 112. I'll say 112. Zhao, heard this morning that Halford pulled his Achilles. I texted into the show to tell him to contact you for advice. His response, I already have. That is awesome. Yes, Mike Halford and I have been sharing emails about our Achilles experiences. Oh, Zhao, that's hilarious that you did that. Did he say that on the air, or was it more of a reply to a text? Let me know, because if he said it on the air, then I'm going to ask you what time were you guys talking about it, because I want to hear him. If it was more of a text exchange, then you don't have to tell me so much. When you're in Vegas, are you able to film that opening night duel thing they do as the opening sequence? I'm sure I'm able to. Fangor, are you asking me to do it for you? Let me know if you can clarify. That would be great. Fitness, whatever game would be good. You want to do it this month? If you can get tickets to the Dallas game, I think that's going to be the best game of the 4 coming out: Calgary, LA, Dallas, and Anaheim. Yeah, there. Taylor said 112 as well. So when I'm over at the game on March 28th, I have the game recording, as I know what it's like watching TV is different, but I want to see how different after I come home. Yeah, it's a different experience. Some people actually like watching at home. You can use your own bathroom. Drinks are a lot cheaper. You can hear the commentary. There, Shannon, you're going to be in the middle of the action, the cheering. So you won't have the commentary, but you can do your own observations. You can watch the crowd. You can see what's happening on the Jumbotron, like the quick tribute they did. Welcome back to Tanner Pearson today. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. The other thing about where we got you the ticket, Shannon, is no one's going to be in front of you. So you're going to have a really, really good, clear sight lines. I'm very excited for you to see that. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. This is really funny. Lucas is on fire tonight with the comedy. This is great. I love this. Let's give Lucas some more love. I love it. Pay your dues by subscribing and liking. Love it. Very good, Lucas. Thank you for the donation. True legend. And let's give Lucas some love in the chat. That was very funny, actually. Very good, Lucas. Very, very good. All right. Where was I? Wish they find a way to extend to Smith. Yeah, that's true. But he's going to want a bit more money, I think. And money's going to be hard to come by with this team. Would you watch a party stream if Nucks go to the finals? What's a party stream? Would you watch party stream? Daniel, what's a party stream? Do you mean would I watch a stream of it? Probably not. Are you saying would I go to a watch party? Maybe. Are you saying would I do a watch party? Maybe. Yeah, Lucas, I'm gone all summer. I'm gonna be in Korea, South Korea, to watch Jacob Bowl for the first 2 weeks of July. Then I'm off to the Philippines for another 3 weeks. So that's 5 weeks. And then I'll be back for the last 3 weeks of August. So if we do something, I'll have to plan it for August as opposed to July. If Z can score from literally on the blue line, Hughes can score from the upper slot on a 3-on-5. People on a 3-on-5, people wonder why McKinnon has more points than Pettersson, because he has twice as many shots. That's a good way of putting it. I don't know the shot totals for sure. Yes, they did it wasn't a video tribute. It was the first whistle. So it was 1 minute and 49 seconds in. And they said, he played 200 games in the blue and green. Please welcome back Tanner Pearson. And then he did a very quick stick acknowledgement, or like a nod. Like it wasn't a big wave or anything, because he was actually on the ice, not on the bench. And then he crouched down to get ready for the face-off. So it was very quick. It wasn't even a tribute. It was, I would say it's more of acknowledgement. Hey, Trev, let's do a live stream road playoff game together. That's a great idea. But I'm not doing it if it's during the game. You can do it. I will do something after a game because I'm not sure if you heard my reasoning, Trev. I just, for me, it's not the best experience. I don't know. I don't mean to sound selfish. I'm just being very, very honest with you. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, but it's not my preference. But I'll find a way to collab with you for sure, Trev. We can do something else. Heroic on the power play. I don't think he played great. Yeah, they were talking about that on the radio too. He's just got to unleash that shot and get it on net. As soon as he slows down and winds up, it's very easy to cover or block. So even though he still shoots it hard, yeah, not the best. I would still keep the 4 forwards out there. Fangirl, what do you mean? Thoughts on doing an away game? Please ask it again. I'm not sure what doing an away game means, but I'd love to answer it. Yeah, that's good. Good context. Justin adds to my story. I didn't know who was behind the account. He follows me. I did not follow him back. The person said only fans like him who nearly died in the riots paid their dues. Yeah, so that was an extension of the whole paying the dues. No, Sarah. Playoff tickets are not included in season ticket members. You get first dibs on them. So in that case, they are. But the price certainly, like if the Canucks make it to the Stanley Cup Finals and all series go 7 games, so just work with me here. If it's 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, and 4 games, let's say there are 16 home games for the playoffs. Those 16 home games are going to cost more to me than my 41 home games during the regular season, if that makes sense. Clay, I think you pull it off. Streamers who do live watch parties for sports occasionally read the chat. They are into the game most of the time in the chat, and the chat just talks between themselves. I totally get it, Nux. I hear you. I know I can do it. It's a matter of, do I want to do it? And again, you guys can tell me if I'm sounding like a jerk. I just don't get a lot of joy out of it. Now that I said that, if I do it, you guys are like, oh, he's only doing it because he doesn't like doing it. No, I'll see. I don't want you staring at me. I don't want you staring at me, staring at the screen. But I have done it before. I tried it for last year's playoffs. In commercial breaks, I would come in the chat. Intermissions, I would come in the chat. So maybe I've also had ideas of just starting, and I've talked to Coach Rob and Justin and others about this, of just starting a stream right when the game starts and letting it go and let people go wild in the chat. Then I come back and I actually engage for 20 minutes during the intermission. Then I watch the second period. Come back and engage people during the second intermission, go watch the third period and overtime if there is, and then come back and then do a true post-game show. So the stream itself would go from 7 p.m. till like 10:30 or 11 p.m., 4 hours of streaming time, but my actual time on the screen might be only an hour and a half combined. So that's another thing. Doing a meetup for a away playoff game. Perhaps. Yep. That's a good idea. Zadorov has been great. Watch party at Boston Pizza. Yeah, it could be Boston Pizza, or it could be a different venue for sure. Supposedly Brienne, a female psychopath. Wow. Yeah, you're welcome, Fitness. I tried. Couldn't believe that 3-on-5. He needs to shoot. Drives you crazy. Z is a great teammate. Zed. Hughes and all the guys laughing and smiling. Yeah, I think they really wanted him to get his hat trick. Paying dues 82, 94 in 2011. Yes. Okay, I better get back to playoffs. Playoffs. You can tell what's on my mind. I better get back to questions because I'm already 8 minutes behind. So 8 questions. Who returns to the lineup first, Demko or Joshua? Ooh, that's a good question. I think they're both on the same timeline. Imagine if Demko comes first. People are going to be freaking out about Joshua. I can say Joshua. I think DeSmith has been great since Demko's injury. He can run as a number 1 for at least a short amount of time. I'm not worried about his fitness, Gerald. I think he's skating. If he has a hand injury, he can skate. If it's a concussion, which some people are scared about, then he can't really skate either. So that's a good. I think if it's a concussion, yes, I'm worried about his fitness. If it's his hand, I'm not worried about his fitness. House fans here were surprisingly happy they got absolutely whooped. We are 1-0 with Clay dressed. Imagine what would it be with Clay undressed. Well, I think a lot of people imagine that. I'm just kidding, Tom Marchand. No one imagines that. And I'm not going to say, hey, put in the chat if you imagine that, because this stream would just take a complete and utter wild turn. After the Dallas game, they still have Anaheim at home. Then they go on the road, and then they have Vegas and Arizona at home, and then Calgary. So after the Dallas game, there are 4 home games left. I'll film the opening sequence. Yeah, but you can also look it up on YouTube, I think, which is going to be just as good as any of my videos, to be honest with you. But I'll see. I can't promise anything for sure. I might be too busy trying to wrangle people from our group. Did I say it with a monotone voice and straight face? Not because I don't believe it. I think I was making sure that I was firing up the goal horn. Oh, you have the FM radio so you can hear Batch's commentary. Interesting. Chris, thanks for noticing. I'm back to the Shirley Temples. Indeed. Oh, Daniel, you try to stop a fight with your face? Yeah, random. That was pretty funny when Zadorov used a stick. He did not do anything with it, I don't think. Oh, okay, good. Would you do a watch party if the Canucks go to the finals? Maybe. That might be worth it. But I do the away games. I wouldn't do the home games. I'll be at the home games. That's my plan. Oh, as a response to your text, I'm not bro. I'm sorry. I am bro. I'm not famous, but thank you. Only in my own mind. Yeah, Chris, I'm very blessed. You know, I went to Seattle to watch the game. Then the weekend after that, I went to Spokane to do that speaking at the youth conference. Then I got Vegas with Crazy P and Unigo Travel. Then I got Denver for my graduation for my master's. Then I'm going back to Vegas for my 50th birthday. Then I'm going to Korea for Jacob's Boeing. Then I'm going to the Philippines for family vacation. And then I'm going to have no money. The guys on Donnie and Dolly were talking about your son's bowling. Are you serious, D-Tran? No, at the risk. So this isn't about me. This is about my kids. D-Tran, are you serious about that? If so, I would love to find out when that was and try and track it down. And maybe, I know they don't post all their clips, but do you at least know what day that was, D-Tran? That's pretty cool. And do you know why they were talking about it? Interesting. Do you think Hronis gets signed or will he ask for too much? I think they're going to make it work. I think he's worth it. Right shot defenseman, top pairing. You can't find those guys. Tom Verlander might peak as a second pairing guy. So I think they will. I think he's going to make between 7 and 7.5. Hordachuk? No, I didn't hear that, Fitness. That's funny. Would I have rather kept Kuzmenko instead of Lindholm? When you look at everything else that we gave up, it's easy to say maybe, but I still think Lindholm's going to bring a lot of intangibles to the playoffs. I really do. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Says Clay, just do what you'd enjoy. Oh, is that when I was talking about the watch parties? Yeah, I just realized I sounded like a bit of a whiner there. I do want to do regular shows at 11, and I think these shows are going to be massive in the playoffs. I really do. Trev, speaking from one great content creator, you to a wannabe like me, only make the content that you like doing. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, brother. Good way for subs. Oh, you guys are great. Whatever makes you happiest. Thank you, guys. Yeah, and I love doing this as my passion, as a side hustle or a hobby. I love it. Intermission stream would make a lot of sense. I can't take Rob McLean and them during weekend games. The Sat and Bick intermission show was good, but I think a new voice would be good for playoffs. Yeah, I think Sat and Bick are generally pretty good. They're not the most exciting duo, but they're good. I like them both. I shouldn't say that. I do find them very informative. Like they're both very knowledgeable, and they're both very conversational. I shouldn't say they're not the most exciting duo because they've been really good to me. But I also agree that new voices are good too. Oh, great. Thank you for the Cankersaur explanation. I don't enjoy the live streams either. I need to be able to listen to all the commentary and be able to focus on screaming at the TV. Yeah, and that's cool, Anula. There are a lot of people like you, and there are others who will be able to do that, or they want to hear content creators talking about the game. Do you think you're going to do a thing at Richmond where you like live the pub thing or go bowling? Yeah, you know, if I do a watch party, it might not be in Richmond because I don't have any ties to Monkey 9 anymore. It could be, there's actually another place that I've been talking about of maybe hosting a watch party in the playoffs. And then the bowling thing, I think that'll be separate, but I might just organize something when I come back from the Philippines. I'll just pay for everyone's lanes and let you guys go crazy. How's that sound? Lindholm with the point. You're going to watch Roadhouse? What's that? Yeah, I think Suter's been good. He's a smart player, James. I think he's been fine. Yeah, I think Podkolzin knows that there's a role for him, a spot for him to fill. Absolutely. Thanks, Knox. I appreciate it. So Joshua has not skated yet. That's not great. I don't think I have great style and clothes, but thanks, Lyndon. I've been wearing the same clothes for the last 20 years. DeSmith has been playing with confidence. Is Neal still selling the package? I might have a friend interested. I don't think so, Gerald, because he just sent out all the tickets and hotels and flights today. But I can ask him. Tell you what, Gerald, I can ask him. I don't think I have your number or your email. I should have your email. I will ask Neal tonight because I have to email him something else. Gerald, can you? I don't think I took your number. Oh, no, I have you on Twitter. Fine. Let me ask him, and I'll get back to you. Will Rogers Arena be streaming away playoff games? Good question. I know they did that for some of the games in the Boston series. That's a great question, Sarah. I don't know. Do I expect Silas to slot him back up? I do next year. I expect him to be the backup, and I think he'll be fine. Can I go to Rogers Arena to sit and watch the games? Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to open up fitness. They were talking about the movie Kingpin, and your name came up about the bowling community and said your son is a talented bowler. It was quick, but oh, that's awesome. Thank you, D-Tran, for letting me know. That's great. When do the Canucks unleash their secret playoff weapon, Tucker Pullman? I think you're waiting a long time, Casey. Pancakes versus waffles versus French toast. Oh, in order, French toast, pancakes, waffles. Don't make your hobby work. I mean, don't make your hobby your work, not don't make your hobby work. It'll ruin it. Have fun. You're good people, Clay. Well, James, it takes one to know one. Thank you. What happens to your stream if playoff goes into double OT or triple OT? Great question, Helen. And that's very conceivable. Either start at 11 and then it becomes a watch party, or I start as soon as the game ends. And if it's a Vancouver, Vegas, Vancouver, Edmonton, Vancouver, LA, a Western, like a 7 o'clock start, then who knows? It could be very, very late. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I could actually see myself starting a stream. But then here's the other thing. And I know most of you have not been to my house, but you can probably guess the layout considering this is my home office. You've seen me stream from my TV room before. You've seen me stream from my living room before. I think one of you even put a couple of days ago that you missed the living room streams. So if I was to stream and watch the game, I would have to move all my stuff. That's the other thing. The practical side is I'd have to move all my stuff over to the TV room and watch from there. I don't have it set up here. I could watch it on Sportsnet Plus, but then I'm a few seconds behind, and I don't want that. Lucas, another donation. Thank you, Lucas. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat. Where'd the horn go? Joshua Griffith just informed me we could clinch a playoff berth as early as the Monday game. Well, that would, if we win against Calgary, yeah, and then win on Monday, that will put us at 100 points, which is basically the what I said. Maybe Joshua's, I did a quick calculation based on St. Louis winning all their games, but one thing I did not factor in is St. Louis will have to play a team like Vegas or LA, and someone has to lose that. So conceivably, the Canucks don't need 101 points, but I haven't done all the math yet. I just kind of went by eyeball. But yeah, regardless, it's going to happen over the next couple of games, the next couple wins. Thank you, Lucas, for that donation. I know you have another one later on as well. I saw it pop across my screen. Podkolzin is doing great. He is bringing grit. He's leading the team in hits in the last 4 games. And where he'll fit, I think he'll fit on the 4th line. I think I'd play him, though, ahead of PDG and Oman. So if everyone's healthy and you want to put Garland with that 3rd line, you could go I guess you could go Miller, Besser, Mikheyev, the 3 Swedes, Petey, Lindholm, Höglander, Bluger, Joshua, Garland, and then Suter, Podkolzin, and then Lafferty. That's Podkolzin and Lafferty on 4th line. That'd be fine. That'd be good. Ooh, I like this, Marcus. If you could bring back one of Ferland, Roussel, Beagle, Louis at league minimum for the playoffs, who would you bring back? If you're talking about these guys at their prime, not hurt, I'd bring Ferland back. He scared me in that Calgary series back in 2015. He scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. And I have a lot of heebie-jeebies, if you know what I mean. No, I don't know what I mean there. So I would take Ferland first, then Beagle because he's a center, then Roussel, then Louis. And I guess it's hard to say because if we're talking about at their peak, Louis was good. He was a 30-goal scorer, but I just loved Ferland's game. I just love Ferland's game. Oh, Roadhouse starting. Nope. No interest at all. Yeah, Nuck 649. It was a collective gasp, but then we saw him skating away and it was Myers, right? Checking on him. So good question, but it wasn't like overly dramatic or anything. Yeah, that was what we thought, broken hand. And then there's been stories about him covering it up and da-da-da. But then there's been some recent discourse about the way Tockett's been talking about an injury like this. You don't want to rush it. So maybe it is a broken hand, but that's why some people thought it might be a concussion. And that's what Helen just said. Heard that DJ may be dealing with concussion issues now. I don't know. Every man stops evolving their style fashion the day. Irvin, so true. But anyone who knows me would know that mine. I didn't even have to become a dad. My fashion sense stopped once I got to university. Who is my ideal first round matchup? I have 3 different answers, Justin. My ideal matchup for the Canucks to win, LA. I think they have a better chance of beating LA than they do Vegas and Nashville, how hot they're playing. Okay. So ideal matchup for the Canucks to win, LA. Ideal matchup for entertainment, Vegas. Ideal matchup for, no, that's only 2. I don't know what else. Yeah. I was trying to think of a way. How would Nashville be my ideal matchup right now? I'm not sure if they are, to be honest with you. Another donation by Lucas. Yeah, Lucas, thank you. This is exactly what I was saying. The magic number to clinch is now 3 wins. Canucks get to 101. They can't be caught by the 9th place team. But that's not the game we're going to. We're going to the 2 wins. We're going to LA. The 3rd win would have to be against Dallas. So I think we're saying the same things. We are just off by a game, which is fine. It's fine. They're going to make the playoffs. More importantly, thank you very much for the donation. Lucas, single-handedly keeping the train going tonight. Thank you very much. Gary Bettman announced revenue to be $6 million. Does it ever bother you? Sometimes the purity of the game is a bit ruined, becoming more. Yeah, the gambling ads is, and I live that with sports interaction with Game Over. We see it on we see it not even just during commercials. We see it during the actual broadcast. Yeah, but it's just the way it's going, and it's all sports leagues. Yeah. What teams have done watch parties in their arenas where the players are projected on the ice surface? That sounds really, really cool. Daniel, I can't give away my secrets. I can't give away my secrets, Daniel. You guys probably know that you can tell that I'm reading them. I'm not memorizing them all. Some of them I've been using for years. But let's just say the internet is a very, very vast place. And if you are really a internet sleuth, or you're really have a keen eye, I've actually given it away unintentionally a couple times before, where I get the jokes. You guys can all speculate later, but yeah, that's all I'll say for now. I hope we are not that big of stalkers to try to imagine your home layout. Well, that's the thing is Gail says don't do, like, I remember there, for those of you that have been around for a long time, I've often not threatened, I've often been tempted to give you guys a house tour, and Gail's like, well, why would you do that? They might come rob our house. And I said, well, I'm not like giving away our address or whatever, but there's nothing in here that you want anyways. Thanks, Clay. I received my email, but I find the ticket prices are not what I'm looking for, but thanks for the offer. Edison, what are we talking? Oh, are you talking about the email that I sent out yesterday? Yeah, that was just trying to unload the Montreal Canadiens games. I'm done for the year, but thank you, Edison. Where can you watch AHL games? That's a great question. They must have some sort of streaming package like NHL Game Center, right? They must. No, if the if the Canucks go to the final, would you host a watch party at your house? No, absolutely not. Then you guys will all know where I live. In all seriousness, though, I thought about that before, about having something. I think it'd be cool to invite the community over, but maybe it's safer for many reasons to do it at a public place. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. So broken hand, he didn't get hit in the head. Okay, that's good. That's good. On a scale 1 to 10, how epic would it be if the coach's corner came back for the playoffs, but it was grapes and juice, grape juice? I'm not the biggest Don Cherry fan, but I do like the grape juice name for sure. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, 113 people still in here. We got the likes to 68, which is pretty good. If any of Team Canada players are found not guilty, would you still be okay with them possibly on the Canucks, or would you still not be pleased with it? It really doesn't matter how I feel fitness. I think I've always said on here, many of you guys have heard me say, sports is a very forgiving place, not just because they can make you money or whatever, but sports is the one place where people do find redemption. If they're not guilty, then, and we trust that the courts do their due process, then will they be allowed to play in the NHL again? I'm not so sure. Do I want any of those players on my team? Are they that much of a needle mover? Probably not. Good question, though. I know, Irvin. The year they got Ferland and Miller in the same year, and I was so happy. You're exactly right, Irvin. Ferland was going to play with Petey and Miller was going to play with Horvat. We were going to be amazing. Primetime Edler or primetime Hamhuis? Edler just by a bit. I think he had better hits. More of a difference maker, but very close. Very close. Oh, Marcus, it's funny. I like what you called back to a question I answered 20 minutes ago. Ferland, Louis, Beagle, Russo. I meant when they were playing. If Ferland was healthy, I still take him. Yeah. Then I take Beagle because I thought he had some effective games. How the Canucks play will be if the Canucks play in the playoffs, if the lines were Lotto. No, I don't like your lines because I think that puts you're missing Mikheyev, though. I think Podkolzin on the second line is too high. I think you're missing Mikheyev Nux. Unless you're healthy scratching him for sure. Willie Mitchell or Sammy Salo in their prime to join this decor. Who would they replace? I think Ian Cole is out. Man, maybe I don't know. I take out Myers. I keep Hughes, Hronik, whatever your pairings are, Zadorov, Susi, Mitchell, and Salo. Out of JT, PD, Hughes, whose number will get retired, if not Ring of Honor for any of them? I think when all is said and done, I believe that PD and Hughes will have their jerseys retired and JT will be in the Ring of Honor. I only say that because you don't have to. Obviously, Luongo, Bure and Linden are good examples. You don't, and Naslin actually, you don't have to be with one team forever. But there is this stigma with the attached with Petey and Hughes were drafted by our team, whereas JT Miller came to us as a developed player. Admittedly, he's playing his best hockey of his career, but I'm not sure if I can see JT Miller's jersey being retired, and I don't think he'll care, to be honest with you. Yes, I agree. That number becomes quicker if Minnesota and St. Louis lose. I agree for sure. If we didn't have DeSmith, would you rather have Holtby, Halak, and Martin as backup for Demko this year? Oh man, does Holtby even play anymore? Does Halak even play anymore? Maybe I take Martin. Ugh. Just shows you how good DeSmith has been. Beauvillier and Luke Shen for the storyline. Who's my favorite coach? I've always liked John Cooper. I think he's outstanding. Yeah, Lyndon agrees with me. Finds the jokes on the deep web. That doesn't sound good. How am I still 6 minutes behind? Okay, I better go commercials only. Do I think Hunter Bustevich actually becomes a top 4 guy? No, but third pairing. I think he'll make the show though, for sure. Yeah, I better go to questions only. Oh, good point, Austin. Yeah, one of the Wilder Blues have to lose. That's a great point. So a loss with Canucks win. Good point. Good point. Another donation by Lucas. Lucas is on fire tonight with these things. Let's give him some love in the chat. Fully in for the playoffs. Already let the day job know to be all hands on deck. I'm dead serious and hope to work all playoff games, as you should. That's awesome. I think people are excited, whether you work, whether you go to the games, whatever it may be. It's going to be an exciting time for sure. Am I putting up a Canuck flag for the playoffs? You mean in my stream or on my car? I think I'll do something. Yeah, the Otani baseball. I don't want to get into that today. On my car? Probably not on my car. Probably not on my car. Crash Clay's home for watch party. Okay, if you show up, I might let you in. Will Miller number be retired? Yeah, I think that's going to be iffy, like on borderline. Let's see. Just look. Which Sedin in their prime do you think we could use the most right now? Daniel's sniping ability, like Henrik. Obviously, Henrik's so good too, but our center depth is pretty good. I'd take Daniel. Imagine Daniel with Miller and Besser. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. Hey, Harry, how weird is it going to be when Kuzmenko returns? Weird only because it's recent, but not weird because we see it all the time. We saw it with Tanner Pearson tonight. I don't think it'd be that bad, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to honor all the questions, Chris. So if people keep asking them, I guess I could cut it off at any time. But I also know that my work day isn't too crazy. I'm not rushing off to church tonight. So most overrated coach. I don't know. I kind of like Torts. It's kind of endearing to me. Commercials only. What's my prediction? We win. And Besser scores. I can keep the same prediction. I'll say it's going to be tighter. 3-2. Playoff revenge. Calgary Rangers, Bruins. Who the most? I think Bruins is still fresh in our mind. The freshest. Canucks win, get to the conference final, or Cody Rhodes beats Roman at WrestleMania. You have to pick one. I don't care. In the big scheme of things, I don't care who wins between Cody Rhodes and Roman. I want the Canucks to get to the conference final. And I do think Cody will beat Roman. 70% plus people in my house for a watch party. Oh, we would get more than that. Will Clay ever get a customized Canucks bowling ball? I think eventually, but I got to start bowling. I've only bowled twice since my injury, and it looked like I was injured. It was bad. Clay, during the game in Rogers Arena, do they play the Sportsnet 650 around the building? Listen, in the washrooms and in the concourse, yes, but not in the main arena bowl course. Back when I was younger against Boston, every teacher at my school was wearing Canucks jersey. Do you think we get back to the fandom again? I do. If we get to the finals, I know that schools are going to start to do dress up days and stuff like that. Did you hear about Chris Simon? Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Anytime anyone passes away, it's very sad. No, Kuzmenko will not get. Oh, he'll not get a welcome back video. Tanner Pearson, who played way longer than Kuzmenko, only got a welcome back Tanner, and I expect the same for Kuzmenko. An actual video? He only played one season. Okay, whoa, you're actually contributing to a stream for once. Let's bet $10. Okay. You want to come on the stream to make the bet? Okay, Sean just got home from working out, and he thinks that they're going to do a Kuzmenko tribute video or welcome back video. I say that they're not going to, that they'll just do an acknowledgement like they did with Tanner Pearson. We just bet $10 on it. Not that we bet on everything, but there's a reason why Sean and I are going to Vegas together. I'm just here for the Clay extra points. What does that mean? The fact that we're at hour 11? With the Canucks' massive success, this coaching change to sort of expose how bad of a coach Boudreau was. I wouldn't say bad, but his job was to make everyone feel good about themselves. It's obvious now, right? He wasn't the best X's and O's guy for sure. Yes, bake cookies all the time, Irvin. At my school job, our flag was half staff for Chris Simon. Very sad. Yep, no video for Pearson. Chris, you're willing to bet Sean $100? Okay, we'll bring Sean on. Oh no, there's no stream before Saturday. Okay, Fitness agrees with Sean. Okay, we'll see. I'll give the update on Sunday. Oh shoot, I'm not there on Saturday. I'm sure people will be tweeting about it. Podkolzin getting a goal Saturday. He's getting closer. 7.3 for Daniel. That's awesome. Yeah, Nux, that's exactly what Sean was saying, was he was very popular. So I don't know. Okay, everyone's with Sean now. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the poll. Does Kuzmenko get a tribute video? So remember, this isn't. We know he's gonna get at least a welcome back, Kuzi. But we're talking about an actual 20 to 30 second video. You're going to vote in the poll. I'll wrap it up in 5 minutes when I wrap up the stream. Roland, yeah, going to Vegas has been that trip I've been promoting. I'm not sure if we should stream from the casino because then you'll see. I better not say anything else. What are you most excited about the renovation this summer for Rogers Arena? Nothing. It's cool, but we'll just wait to see what happens. I'm not that excited about it because it's one of the reasons why all of our season ticket costs are going up, I think. So, okay. So does that count as a tribute video if they show a couple highlights? I guess it does, right? Because it's more than welcome back. Okay. Well, the poll's 50-50 though. It's pretty exciting, actually. Acknowledgement. Guy was a total unknown coming in. No one predicted his first season. Fan favorite, but didn't contribute to anything long term. See, Justin, I'm with you. Kuzmenko was a fan favorite. Nobody cares about Pearson, but Pearson was a very loyal player when he was here. I'll bet $100 for no video for Kuzi. Okay, I'm gonna up our wager to 100, and you're in for 90 of it. No, I'm not gonna do that. So you're on my side. Okay, I get it now. Coach Rob says Sean. No, Sean just ran upstairs. Nux. He doesn't look very good after he works out. Maybe like 30-second tribute, but nothing more. But that still counts as a tribute. Does the Kuzmenko Pepsi commercial? No. If anyone should do a Pepsi commercial, it's this guy. I'm the originator of Pepsi commercials. That didn't make any sense. Mike says, no way he gets a video. Just got home. Let in 9. 2 of the goals were 2-0, 5 goals were 2-1. That's, you got to talk to your defense. Kuz video is the best 10-second video in Canucks history. Might as well make one for D-Tran as well. Tribute video. No, I don't want to get into like, although I could lose a bet on a technicality. That's true. 30-second clip of Kuzi goals, then cut him off with Jim Benning saying this video would be long, but we ran out of time. Very funny. Very funny. Thank you. That's what I'm leaning towards. Roasting his son. Of course, you know how much those guys you've seen them come on the streams and the live streams. They roast me all the time. How is this a conversation? Exactly. Oh, unless you're not on my side. You're going to give Kuzmenko a free banana and a Pepsi. I'll take those. Standing ovation? Well, no, I don't think you get standing O. Scared of my bet. Is Sean a night owl? Yeah, actually, all of them. Gail's the only non-night owl. When it comes to school, though, Jacob and Kayla are pretty good about going to bed. But when there's no school or no work, yeah, I'd say the boys are night owls in this family for sure. Great point. Will Zadorov and Lindholm get one when they go to Calgary? That's an excellent question, Harry. I don't know. I don't think they should. CCC Crew, we need to bet more realistically. Batsu, what the heck's Batsu? Video post something embarrassing like doing. What's a Batsu? Yeah, Shannon, do the Pepsi commercial. Canucks fans will be rocking for Kuzmenko's welcome back message. Yeah, they do. They roast me all the time. Dad has to get back. Yeah, they know who's boss. Watch him get a healthy scratch. He won't get a standing ovation, but he'll get a lot of cheers. Banana and Pepsi combo, $28. Love it. When is Sean going to come on a stream? I know we should plan that, right? Maybe as soon as we get back from Vegas, it would be funny if we stream from Vegas, especially if Sean has a couple. Maybe I just film them without him knowing. No, that sounds disgusting. What's wrong with me? Okay, I think that's a good place to end. Obatsu is a punishment. Oh, it's a penalty for losing a bet. Okay, as long as it's not perverted. All right. It's time. Wow, look at this poll. I'm going to end you guys now. 52% of you saying yes, 51% yes, 47% no. So it's very, very close. It's very, very close. We shall see. We'll know on Saturday, and then I'll be either $10 richer or $10 poorer. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you for doing such a great job tonight. Wow, I can't believe we're at hour 17, basically, hour 20 by the time we get off. Thanks to all of you for sticking around from the very start, for those of you who have done so. There's 105 of you in here already at 12:20 on a Thursday night. Crazy stuff. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, as legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame franchise members, thanks for your support as always, and thanks to all of you for watching, for liking, and subscribing. Lucas, 5 donations tonight, equaling $25. Thank you for your generosity, Lucas, and for keeping that train going all night. I appreciate you. Looking forward to our game next Monday. I will send you your ticket over the weekend. My next show is on Sunday. Before that, it is our Legends and Hall of Fame chat at 8:30, group Zoom chat, and then 11 o'clock. My show, giving away a pair of tickets on Sunday night. Also, Kayla comes home on Sunday, which I can't wait to see her. Really miss her. And thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform, Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And on your way out, you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can leave a late donation, join Lucas, you can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, and you can use your monthly membership message listing on a podcast platform, rate and review. All right, friends. I don't know why a lot of you guys ask questions after I said I'm going to go, but that's okay. But I have to honor the fact that I said I'm going to go. I got to do a bit of work before I go to bed. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Canucks, a night the Canucks win 4-1. They're doing so well back atop the Western Conference, 1 point out of the overall lead in the entire league. And I'll say it one more time for those of you who missed it. 4 Canucks goes LeBou, 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 hoo. Get out of our arena, Montreal Canadiens. I'm just kidding. They didn't do anything to me. But go home all sad because we're all happy that the Canucks won. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. I will see you on Sunday night for my next live stream. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I was wondering today, people with photographic memories, the people that are they born with those photographic memories, or does it take time to develop? God bless. And go Canucks go. La booyah.